Welcome, Movie Minds, guys. Today we got a really fun episode for you. We're going to be talking about JJ Abrams saying this is the hardest job he's ever had.
How dare he?
We're also going to be talking about Iron Man and a monument, a statue being created for him. And then also some trailers, Bad Boys 3 and Just Mercy trailer, and some box office stuff too.
Nice.
So we got some fun stuff, guys. How's everybody?
I'm good, man. I'm Anthony. Let's talk movies, guys. I'm really excited to talk about that Bad Boys trailer. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm Daniel, and let's get right into it.
Yeah, I'm Ish. What's up?
What up, Ish?
So I wanted to start off with the hot tops,
All right.
and one of the big headlines that are out and about recently in an interview with Star Wars YouTube channel. I mean, JJ Abrams was talking about the film of the Rise of Skywalker. Episode 9 is coming out pretty soon. And he stated in an interview, this ending, which is such an important thing for all of us, by far has been the most challenging thing I've ever worked on.
Nice.
JJ Abrams saying that this is the hardest thing he's ever had to do.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, dude?
Okay. So when it comes to Star Wars stuff, guys, I mean, he knows a lot of Star Wars. I'm super passionate about Star Wars. And so obviously he accompanied those words with also saying that he's not going to make everyone happy. Not everyone's going to happen. That's just a given, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think, I don't know, I have this sense that because it was so challenging, it's because of so much backlash that there's been with The Last Jedi, maybe with some of the Force Awakening. Why has it been so hard? I'm sure they've had a plan of what they wanted to do for these 3 films. Usually that's what you do. You make a game plan, just like all the Marvel universe. Kevin Feige wrote out a big old plan to figure it out. But along the way, he made some revisements. And I believe that's what happened here with the Skywalker, with Rise of Skywalker. I believe that JJ Abrams took everything that Rian Johnson did and all the information that he's been getting from fans and said, we probably can't do that ending that we were thinking all this time to do. And now, because he has to go and do all these things, that was Duke right now. He's a little squeezes the thing. This is why it's so hard. This is why I'm sure it's also challenging because it's the last one with its own things. But why would he say that and not say that about The Last Jedi or Force Awakens? You know, if it not be maybe because he's gotten his mind changed about what he thought was going to be the ending for 10, but now it's different. I mean, I'm sorry, for 9. Mm-hmm. And now it's different. That's
so you think his difficulty, what he's stating right now, is difficult because he inherited kind of like a backlash, a fan.
I didn't say like that. Look, it's just trying.
That's what you said. That's what I got.
Trying to make me go behind Rian Johnson. I love you, Rian Johnson. If you're hearing me, all right. I like other movies you got, but I didn't really agree with Last Jedi. But yeah, you're right. I am saying that. I'm saying that.
All I just say yes.
That JJ Abrams said, dude, Rian Johnson messed some stuff up. We could all be in agreement with that, except for maybe Ish.
Yeah.
But there's an agreement across the board that Rian Johnson didn't deliver the best Star Wars movie like he should have. There was a lot of moments in the movie, great moments, that I will love forever and ever. That's why I'm so divided on it. But I do think that has to do something.
Well, that's part of the controversy, is that because you're not the only person that's divided. So this is the first Star Wars film, that Rian Johnson made, Episode 8, that really divided.
It's not the first time that happens.
I mean, more than any time. Maybe the prequels people didn't like prequels, yeah. But this one more than ever though, it really had like a split between the fans. Like it was really just like you liked it or you didn't. I watched it the other day because it was on Netflix, and I was just like, I'm sorry, Ish. I was like, I don't see any way, shape, or form how you said that we're gonna go back to that movie one day and be grateful for it or really give it more credit than it's due. And I'm like, I can't. I don't see that right now. I was like, it's been a while since
Can I ask
saw
you a question though?
and I was like, how am I gonna go back to this and like really appreciate like or give it more credit?
But did you not like it completely? I'm not.
I like things about it. I didn't like it as a whole. I mean, I just I don't know, man. I think what's gonna make it difficult is definitely you said it without it. You took all my material.
No, go ahead, man.
It's like out of my head, man. But it's like I think that because how this would have been JJ Abrams' project and story from beginning to end, but I don't know why. Like, was there a reason why he didn't do episode 8?
Because he didn't want to. Because he didn't want to do it. Because of time constraint.
Yeah, he was working on something else, right?
Well? No. He just didn't want to take on more work. So it's too much work.
He wasn't supposed to come back to.
But that. I just just so you guys know, I just want to lay this one fact on you guys. Okay. When he finished episode 7, and they were already starting to work on episode 8, Rian Johnson's film. There is something already like it's stated that JJ Abrams said that he wishes he could have done episode 8 because the script is so damn good. He says that. So now what you guys say about that?
He probably said it before the Backlash came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he could say whatever he wants to the press, and whatever he says, the people spoke on Last Jedi.
I understand.
And when there is a group of, and it was divided, obviously.
It was super divided.
I would like to know the more context about that
statement. I'm not
statement.
completely disagreeing with what your points are. They're very good. What he says is definitely.
I mean, JJ Abrams said it. I didn't.
I would like to know when he said that, because like how you
feel, because I know how you feel.
I haven't said
it. But JJ Abrams, I don't know if he said that before he watched the film and after all the points that were brought up after this Last Jedi came out. Or he said this before.
Yeah, because anything can look good on paper. A team, a story, a movie, but then like execution is probably different. I just think, I wonder what he said that, because if he would have said that still knowing, it's hard for me to really see a scenario where he said that after the movie was already made, like and released.
It was a script, right? So
well, yeah.
What can you really truly change in a script?
That is true, but I mean, you look at things like Mark Hamill saying like you
guys are mad about the story, right? Well, that's kind of like why
I think the story that they told, because
and
like even Mark Hamill
was the best in all of Star Wars.
And I agree with that. Yeah, I loved a lot of shots.
Special effects was the best in all Star Wars history.
I liked it. Yeah,
acting was probably some of the best of all history. Yes. So it's definitely not any of those things. It's definitely the story.
It was the story, and the characters, the way they
JJ Abrams loved.
Mark Hamill, and what they did with the story, like that thing about them going to the casino and everything and wasting all this time, getting Benicio del Toro and using them in the capacity that they did.
I hated that.
That was just so stupid. And then people wanting to be actually a part of Star Wars that could have been actually someone that substantial characters that made just the whole thing even just that much better. There were so many opportunities lost, not just in Last Jedi. It happened even to
that was a really I literally fast forwarded that part the other day when I watched it. I literally
I've done that too.
I think you guys so then it's just not story, it's actually directing as well. So you guys
there's
don't
some
like
directing,
what directing, what JJ.
So that's why
when the story Mark Hamill has voice, as I was trying to say that. Well, Mark, he was like, whatever. It's an iconic character, and he's saying
he doesn't know Star Wars.
He doesn't, but that wasn't his character. That wasn't Luke's character. Yes, he messed up. You can show his acceptance of failure and stuff like that. And I know like that whole Yoda thing paid off. Like you also had to teach failure and like show your students like you're gonna fail as well, so but I think there was a better way that they could have executed it, and I know it was in storybooks or even like novels that are not officially canon, where he started something else. He started his own like Jedi Temple and Academy, but they adapted that. So if they adapted that, I think they really should have made him the character he should have been. And I kind of agree to some degree as a fan with Mark Hamill that really wouldn't have been Luke's natural character to just cut himself off and just, unless there's a really good payoff in episode 9. Yeah. If you could say like, I could see, because they kind of presented a reason why he cut himself off.
That one right there,
but I still didn't like the way they did it on episode 8.
I don't necessarily. That's not the reason why I don't like the movie. The fact that
Luke certain character, the way they were handled.
Luke did what he did. Can I see Luke doing that stuff? Yeah, absolutely, I can. I don't agree with it only in the fact that there's opportunities that haven't been presented that people want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And what do we watch movies for? What do they create
the fan service part,
for
right?
fan service, dude? I want to be pleased and see. I wanted to see, you know, Luke and Kylo go at it at least once before. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the real go at it, not like Luke. I'm just gonna go in the
Force
presence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's it. That I don't have an issue with, dude. If anything, Last Jedi did one of the most beautiful things in cinematography history when they involved Yoda and Luke in the same, and they did all this thing, and they brought me back, and I was like crying. I was crying in that scene. Now, I'm aware that this movie is great, similar to all the stuff that it's just said, but there's just so many things that I feel that they've lost opportunities, and I feel that JJ Abrams probably didn't look at it then, but now I'm sure he is, because the fans are what counts, man. We are the people that count with these stories. I mean, yes, I want them. I don't always want to be pleased, but there were some really missed opportunities in Last Jedi and Force Awakens too.
So you think that pertains to? I think it kind of turned into like a session about why we didn't. Some of us didn't like it. Some of us did.
I'm not getting involved because I would
go
sorry,
on. So back to the main topic, guys.
I don't want to get
steering
involved
back
on it.
We're
I think
steering
there's
back.
Time and place for that.
So maybe that's
for
what
sure.
makes it so difficult, is that it was kind of two different people's story, and now trying to wrap up one complete story. Wrote by two different people, and I don't know. Maybe JJ Abrams didn't foresee, the
backlash.
the backlash,
See,
or even
I understand that
where the characters are going to go.
I do understand that point in the sense that the audience was split on it, because critically speaking, it was one of the highest rated films of all Star Wars.
Yeah.
Actually, it has a 91 on Rotten Tomato.
Wow.
Yeah, 91, and then but the audience score is 44. So it's like super. It's like
that's
up and down. That's why I think when I say my statement of like you're gonna go back to that film and you're gonna really love it later on. I wish I could bet on it like side bet and not tell anybody what I just said. And in future, like you like loving that film, I'm like, yeah, you owe me $100.
So you're taking the fans all in, but you're doing a side bet with who? And I'm just kidding.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So I think that JJ Abrams.
I see your grievances. I'm going.
I think JJ Abrams. Your points are valid. I don't agree with them, but they're valid.
Right.
And I think that JJ Abrams does consider what he's seen from The Last Jedi, and the audience is like really split. And I do agree that there's some moments where they weren't given to us, and I think JJ Abrams does take that in consideration. But I think when he says this statement is more of like taking in consideration that he's wrapping up a saga.
That's what I was about to say right now.
How
do you wrap all this up?
Exactly. So you're talking about 9 films, a history. Actually, not even 9 films, more than that. It's actually almost 12 or 13. Solo, Rogue One, and then other stuff like TV shows and stuff like that. They're wrapping this whole thing up.
That's true.
And now this saga has to be nicely wrapped, and there has to be an ending. I can't see in the future like them rebooting this whole thing with Rey. Well, maybe Rey, but it'll be so different and so in the future that it'll be like night and day, I think. But that whole thing of like wrapping these different storylines, because there's multiple storylines.
Yeah.
Palpatine's storyline is back. Anakin and Luke, whether they were the chosen ones or not. That's a storyline that's not been wrapped up yet. You know what I mean? There's a few other like First Order. Where did they come from? You know what I mean? Which I think the Mandalorian is going to be talking about that a little bit more. About that. And then there's a few things out there that could be wrapped
Ezra?
up.
Where's
I think that's going to be
what's that blue guy?
What's the blue guy's name?
Thrawn.
Thrawn, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
Emperor Thrawn.
Anyway, so I think that he's really saying like this is hard because the biggest franchise of all history.
Will it be a true wrap up?
That's
how do you introduce like
that's
beloved characters like
the last
Rey? I'm talking about like does it affect Rey and Finn and Poe? Like because they're brand new characters, we love them. We're gonna want to see more.
I think the episodes of the Skywalker lineage is going to be done. Like this is the end of Luke, Vader, all that stuff is going to be done. And then Rey, like I said before, I want to do a theory of the what's coming up next.
Okay.
And I kind of want to do that, but not right now. But like, I think that's going to be wrapped up.
Tell us what you want us to cover on that.
It's going to be wrapped up, and they're going to move on. And so that whole idea of like, I have to tie up all these knots in one story.
I don't think they're going to
wrap
up everything. They're going to close the
Star Wars
Skywalker at all. That's their money. I think they're going to keep it. I know. I get it. Maybe to a certain extent.
You have your theory, for sure.
To a certain degree, I think that they'll probably like.
They said it in the trailer. They said Skywalker saga.
Right. I think moving forward, though, I think there's going to be this thing of Skywalker being what you said. You know, remember?
Yeah.
That thing that's always going to be around. I'm not saying I totally agree with you is what I'm trying to get at. Because I do agree with you. But it's not going to be Skywalker's not going to be put in anymore like maybe Luke or anything. Right. But Skywalker is going to be like, oh, there's a lineage. You know what I mean? That was a very powerful lineage of Skywalker, and that's crazy. And I don't know what they're gonna do with that. That's I don't know, but that's exciting to just
that reminds me, because I'm so glad I actually saw it the other day. It seems like apropos or perfect timing, really. But like even Luke has said it himself when he's talking to Rey after like they had Rey and Ben Solo had that last kind of like Force connection meeting where he or it might have been the second time, because there's 3 meetings with them, right? When they do that Force meeting, connection of the minds. And so one of them, he's like telling him, he's like, I failed him. He's like, he had that, and Luke specifically said, he's all that strong Skywalker blood. He almost said it like mockingly, right? Like it's supposed to be this grand thing, right? Or like it's like perceived and accepted as like it's a strong bloodline. So how do you like stop, like, you know, you think about money, marketing, everything that like that Disney can benefit and Lucasfilms can benefit. Like if it's positioned and presented to us, like this is a strong lineage. You're lucky to have this blood. You're important. And you're strong, so it's like, why would that lineage stop to a degree? But maybe that's more for like the next, the other video, like what's next. But I'm like, how can they wrap that up? How could they wrap that up?
I could, dude. Like, when the first time I thought about this idea of like of my theory, like I think we talked like 3 hours about this.
Yeah, you had a great.
It's crazy. I have a great theory. I think it was pretty cool.
No, it is.
Anyway,
I like it.
So
I don't think it'll happen that way.
Speaking of theories, the other topic, right?
Yeah,
that's on here is that C-3PO with red eyes. So Anthony Daniels is the character, right? So Anthony Daniels has said, I'm glad. There's an article that we can post, make sure that we link it in the description, but it talks about how he thought it was just nothing. Like he heard about it, he didn't see it yet, and then he saw it. He's like, whoa, that's pretty cool. That's menacing. What does it mean? Maybe it's nothing. So now he's kind of playing the troll and like giving people like, he's alluding to some, right? He's teasing, alluding, like maybe it means something more, and he's kind of given the hint. Yeah,
I thought it was a reflection, maybe, but that's all I said. But what did I'm sorry.
Well, you know, the thing for me is that like I totally believe it. I'm buying into it. I buy it. I'm all in with it. That it has significance because you know, not only just in Star Wars, but in movies across the board, I think colors are a big thing. I think they're very important, and I think colors are chosen by directors and studios, whatever. And the red means something, right? Red is wrong, red is bad, green is good, right? Like in Star Wars. And even though there's always been that joke, right? Where it's like,
to me, blue is the good one.
Well, blue and green, right? Only Sith carry red, right? To some degree. Well, for the most part. And so, but there's always been, it's always been like, isn't there like this little joke, then why is the Empire's lasers green? And then the rebellions are red. Yeah, that's weird. So, but anyways, I really love it. You think about this, man. There's this, I'm going to talk about a theory, not too much in detail. I'm just going to mention that there is a theory about is the possibility that C-3PO was actually a secret agent this whole time, right? I tried looking for a guy, so I don't know if we'll be able to link it, but it's a really good one. It's just really hard to track down. I think the specific too much
storytelling
is a lot, but think about this: who was his maker?
You're right. It was Anakin.
It was Anakin, Darth Vader, who turns to the dark side.
You're right.
And so this whole time, like,
so that's the right away.
In all the
feeling
major,
that you
but
get,
think about this though. I don't think for any other reason. They're dumb. The droids are not really, except for BB-8, are really pushed in the forefront, right? But for every major event, dude, C-3PO has been there, bro.
Oh, for sure.
C-3PO was like himself is.
George Lucas has stated that the story is actually about R2-D2 and C-3PO.
That's awesome. See, that's beautiful. I mean,
it's one of the characters that you remember the most from Star Wars, and you want to keep him in there because everybody remembers C-3PO.
So yeah, and Anthony Daniels has stated that. I think he said, I'm glad in that article, he says, I'm glad that the droids are actually being given a little bit more importance in the overall story. He said that. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So that means there's going to be a really prominent reason why, you know, C-3PO is.
I think it's like a different mode. I think I've said this in the reaction trailer.
So that's my crazy theory.
But I think it's like a different like mode that's turned on. Him, and now he has some sort of ability. I think it's a battle mode, to be honest with you.
I mean, the first thing that people want to think, right, and it's something that I didn't, but it could be, and it goes down to the vein that you just said, is he could be turning to the dark side, you know, through C-3PO. Do I see that happening? Of course not. Absolutely not. So whatever he has on his eyes is definitely probably, maybe it's being controlled somehow. I don't know. I have no idea what that means, but I know that people want to think maybe that whole, you know, dark side thing or whatever. But I think it's a little too far fetched. I don't think that would happen.
Only because the only reason why I don't see it, like, I mean, obviously to be crazy, but is it like really that weird if it's.
No,
you know,
I get what you're saying about
we have been introduced to double agent droids, right? Like it was in Rebels. I don't remember which one specifically, but like if I'm not mistaken, K2SO was an Imperial droid, and he turned good, right? Is that Rogue One?
Yeah,
Rogue One. So then he was reprogrammed. So it's like it's not like it's impossible.
Which I think you'll see in the Cassian series in Disney Plus, probably. The way that they did.
I hope they bring him back.
They are. A2SO?
Yeah,
he's back.
Oh, is he back?
Yeah. The actor Tudyk. Yeah, he's back.
Oh my God, that's
they
so
presented
cool,
him,
bro. I love that robot.
Man. That's nuts.
I love that robot. Dude,
he was awesome. Yeah.
No spoiler. I'm not gonna spoil.
Because it was a fun battle droid. That's why. Like a droid actually getting down.
They actually used this droid like in the best way that I could imagine using a droid, like making him funny, but at the same time very, you know, robotic and doing what he does.
Star Wars somehow knows how to just really make a droid fun.
Man. We can talk about this all day, man. Honestly, we can.
All right. So let's go on to the next topic. It's a fun one. Yes, there's a Rocky statue of Iron Man somewhere in the world.
That'd be funny if it was Iron Man just kind of like in a Rocky pose.
Yeah, dude. It's a fun one. So ever since the Avengers Endgame hit theaters, you know, everyone's been going crazy, and the latest report that we have about the statue is from Krypton Radio. Is an Iron Man statue erected in the town of Fort dei Marmi in Tuscany, Italy, and it's titled "Man of Steel." It's sculpted by Daniele Basso, and it's exhibiting there since August.
Man of Steel.
So they put this statue up because for them it represents that everyone can be a hero. That they're all reminded of such kind of sacrifice that Tony, I guess that Tony did at the end of the movie. Although Hulk was really the one
that snapped his fingers.
Right.
He's the real hero.
But I think because, I mean, to be honest, man, Tony started this whole MCU thing. He honestly, this guy started from really not wanting to cast him. The studio didn't want to cast Tony. I'm sorry, what's his name? Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
They didn't want to cast him because at the time he was going through all these drug related problems, prostitution, getting out of jail, all these other things. At the same time, however, he had just gone off of doing some really good movies. I think he actually even got an Oscar nomination for something. If he does not have an Oscar, I'm not too sure about that. So there were so many obstacles in this guy, and for him to do what he did and really bring to life one of the most iconic characters. You know what's so crazy, guys? That for me, Iron Man wasn't really very iconic when I started reading comic books. But you know who was? Tony Stark. Tony Stark's in the comic books that he was always one of those people that I was just like, dude, I love this guy, man. He had all the money in the world. And I just felt that he didn't get enough
witty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the fact that Marvel said, wow, we have a really, really great character. And for them to start off on an Iron Man, guys, it's like having a DC and saying, okay, let's start off with Green Hornet. Not even Green Hornet. Who was lower than Green Hornet?
Arrow. The Green Arrow.
We're gonna start with Arrow, and we're gonna make this
a TV
whole
series with it, though.
thing It's the same thing, but they were able to achieve it because I really truly believe, man, that nobody else would have been able to pull it off as well as Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah,
and that's why his monument is
that
there.
role for sure.
Yeah. It's well deserved. I'll keep mine short.
Yeah,
he gave us so many great films as Iron Man. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to paste the actual image, right? Like, so it's really cool. I like it, man. So yeah, it's well deserved, man. Went on like a champ, went on like a G. Beautiful way to pay honor and tribute to a great.
I think it's too much
character.
though. Some people might be thinking, it's like, oh, are you serious? You're gonna put a
statue with the fan base. I mean, I'm surprised Italy's done it. Like, you know, I don't know personally how big of a market it was, or
it's
how
pop
big
culture.
Of a thing.
It's everywhere. Marvel is literally. I think you said it last time, or JoJo said it, where Marvel is now the Star Wars of this generation.
This generation,
right? And so, I mean, it's no surprise to me. I mean, I think it's a little bit too much, to be honest with you, like making a whole statue and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it's it's artistic. You know, there's a lot of museums out there that are really into big sculptings and stuff like that.
That's great.
I worked for a company where the vice president had like huge, like beyond life size, 3 statues. It was Iron Man, Hulk, and Wolverine, and he's like a president of like a company,
That's
and
cool.
Even he has like his personal office upstairs. And I wish I never got to see it, but I wish I could. But apparently, some of the employees, he would invite their kids. Hey, bring them in, like on a day that you can bring your kid in. And like they went in there and had fun. Like it was pretty cool. But like I saw pictures of it, and I'm like, you never know, man. You never know. Even adults or older people, whatever.
Marvel's big, man. It's a
any
big thing.
place and position, there's a fan, dude.
For sure. All right, guys. Let's go on to the next. We're going to be doing some trailer talk.
All right, guys. So we are going to start this segment off with Bad Boys 3.
Bad Boys.
We just got off of watching it, actually. I watched it the other day when it came out. I watched it right now before we started the show. Watch it again, guys. If you guys just watch it one time,
Please
sometimes it doesn't really resonate one time, but the second time it kind of you catch little nuances and stuff like that. But Bad Boys 3, I'm excited. I'm definitely super excited about it. I mean, we'll see what happens though. But what do you think, Dan?
I'm really excited, dude. One thing that I'm just a little bit worried about is already giving hints of things like he talks about, like, man, I'm too Martin Lawrence, right? So glad he's back. This is a great time, I think, right now for comedy, because Eddie Murphy is doing like a tour, right? And then Eddie Murphy is doing a movie, in Netflix.
To America.
Oh, really?
Coming to America too. Yeah, the one
way.
and then so it's coming to Netflix. So I think it's a great time that
for Netflix.
So Eddie Murphy's doing more though, right? It's not like alluding to like, oh, I'm just kind of done. So all I'm hoping, and I'm excited for this. I've always been a Bad Boys fan, but the only nervous part of me as a fan is that I hope they're not just this kind of like a swan song, because that would suck to kind of come back for a one-off, and he's already teasing like retirement. So if that's already in the trailer, so that I would love to see more Martin Lawrence.
So many times.
That is,
I'm getting too old for this.
Stuff like that.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, I like it though. It looks really fun. I mean, it's Martin Lawrence and Will Smith.
Dude, it's good to see him back for sure. Like, I wish he was around more. To be honest with you, I really like him. I think they should definitely give him more roles. But I'm glad that Will Smith is back as well. I feel like I haven't really felt him in the box office really around,
he's got a lot of stuff coming out.
It looks like he's gonna have a lot of stuff. But the trailer was fine. I mean, I had some good moments here and there. It's just Bad Boys coming back. The lieutenant or their chief or whatever, the sergeant. That guy, I love that guy, dude.
He's
just him funny. Like just going off on them. That was just brought me back to my back in the days. But what made the trailer for me is the very last part where Martin Lawrence does this whole singing thing, and he like cuts them off.
Oh yeah,
that was
theme song.
Great, man. That just made me laugh.
He's like, man, you know how long it took us to learn them lyrics? You guys ain't singing to my song wrong.
It takes time to learn those lyrics.
They were singing the Bad Boys, what you want? Yeah, I mean, look, dude, the Bad Boys 3 trailer. I don't know who's coming back in to direct it, but it's not Michael Bay. Michael Bay is the one that usually does all the Bad Boys films.
It felt like Michael Bay, though. It really did at some points.
It really, really did. They're back. Martin Lawrence. It took him a while, man, to convince Martin to get back doing this movie. It took Martin a while for him to say yes to the project. More and more they worked on it. I think there was one director and they fired that director because Will Smith didn't agree with where the movie was going and how, I guess, the end result of it. So they fired that director and they got another director, which I'm right now, I'm not remembering his name. And so I think that at the end of the day, though, this movie looks pretty much like the other two. I mean, as far as what they were trying to get, they have all this like really glossy, beautiful kind of thing with a lot of women and a lot of, but
Michael Bay all the way.
And so I really, guys, I'm excited about it. I love these two characters together. I'm super excited. You guys check out the trailer, but yeah. So the other one that we're gonna do is which
I'm really excited about.
Yes, we just watched the trailer Just Mercy with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx, and we also have a couple of other people in there. Miss Captain Marvel is in this
Brie
movie.
Larson?
Brie Larson. But what do you think, Ish?
This looks like it's gonna be Oscar bait all around.
Yes.
Like it's gonna be released. Okay, so it's gonna be released December 25th. So that's a Oscar day.
2 months from.
That's literally it, right? So definitely a true story, right? And man, it just looks like Oscar all around. I mean, I just give it to them, to be honest with you, because I haven't seen anything thus far that could really compete. Well, I don't know about The Irishman. Maybe that will come up. But man, this is the first real contender for the Oscars, in my opinion. Yeah. It's the summer season is over, and now it's all about just Star Wars. It's just about but that's Star Wars. That's special. It's special in our hearts. But this is the first film that I see for Oscar. My favorite part of the whole thing is seeing Jamie Foxx. I love how I love his acting, man. I don't know why. There's something about his genuineness, about like his eyes brokenness about him. I don't know. I can't even explain it really well.
I could, but I'll
wait. Seeing him back and like in a film like this, man, I'm excited to see him, dude. I'm excited to see him.
You think he'd get an Oscar for?
I think I think this is going to be another really big movie for him. Yeah.
Yeah, or he's already an Oscar one.
Yeah. This is going to be his supporting actor.
What do you think about Brie Larson being in there?
Hey, she's like whatever. I mean, it looked like she held an accent well enough, and I think she's going to be a supporting character. I don't know. She was not the star for me. Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan was definitely there.
What do you know? What film off the bat that Jamie Foxx did get? You said he already got an Oscar.
Yes, he got it for Ray.
For Ray?
Yeah.
So, that's right. Okay. So for me, I'm really excited about it for his character. It looks a little bit on the hinges, right? Like a little crazy because he's a locked up character. So to me, automatically, he even showed like little flashes where he gets like intense and crazy, right? He's slamming on the desk. And for me, it takes me back to The Soloist, right? When he was with Robert Downey Jr. So he plays a crazy guy really well. Man, he was definitely the star of that movie, dude. So,
Same thing today. We did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Exactly. Dude. That's immediately what I thought. I was like, oh, yeah, dude, he's going to go crazy. Like, So that part I'm really excited about because he's already showed flashes or he's already displayed like he can play a character really well in that vein. So I'm almost like, oh, he's going to be amazing again. Right. I love The Soloist. I watched it probably like 2 months ago. I love the movie. And so my only concern though about the movie and being Oscar bait in that is Brie Larson being in it because, if they're trying to go over the Oscars, she kind of took a shot at the critics of the Oscars, right? Then that's the whole backlash that Captain Marvel got because she said that whole thing like, well, my movie doesn't need to be reviewed by old white guys sitting in a room or something like that. So,
that could hurt. Yeah.
Remember that was a lot of the controversy surrounding the Brie Larson character.
It shouldn't, Marvel. But it could.
It shouldn't, but it definitely could.
The Oscars did get a lot more diverse.
Yes,
last year they brought on a lot of more like diversity into the group. So, but still, you're right.
Do you think that Michael B. Jordan might be a standout for an Oscar maybe for this?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I love the way he gets scared when they hit the you were saying, and he just goes like that. I'm like, whoa, yeah.
So
tell this guy
it's a possibility but I have to see what he has to offer in the courtroom setting. See, I'm a sucker for courtroom dramas.
Yeah, me too.
I love that's. I think that's my favorite type of drama.
I love it. Yeah.
If he brings it in that area and
we didn't see that in the trailer,
exactly, and that's kind of what I'm worried about, it not showing up a lot. But hey, who knows? I think there's a possibility for him. The film, though, in itself, I think is Oscar.
The movie, the movie in itself, I believe you're right. Right away, Oscar contender, right? Oscar contender. One of the things that I see, and dude, that's such a great observation with the violinist. That I remember that movie, Soloist. I'm sorry, dude. Yes, dude, absolutely. I love the shot in the trailer where it's like he's looking up and he has like this big old mustache and a hat. Those are just those epic shots that they put in movies.
Yeah, dude.
It reminded me of a Robert Zemeckis kind of shot. You know,
Shawshank. That reminded me.
Yeah, like the Shawshank, Robert Zemeckis' Flight, or a lot of these Forrest Gump kind of, you know. I just love this movie, man. I really loved it. I came across it and I'm like, wow, this Michael B. Jordan, look, guys. If he didn't get an Oscar for what he did as Killmonger on Black Panther, I really want him to get one. I'm really rooting for you, Mike, because you were one of the best actors.
He's one of my favorite actors right now.
Yeah.
He's literally up there with Ben.
Dude, he's one of the best actors that's come out that's like early, like young.
But again, hoping to deliver. Hopefully his character is set up to deliver like that, like to really.
I hope so.
Because off the bat,
is gonna determine what it's said about.
Yeah, because just from looking at the trailer alone, Jamie Foxx already is like,
it's hard to not. But
it gave me chills, bro. At the end, a trailer gave me chills that was not Star Wars related. So what the heck?
but I go back and I see Michael B. Jordan and I see that he's like the passive one. Obviously he's the star of the movie, but he's super passive. No. But that guy is super talented. They did not put him in this movie by accident. If they didn't show what he's gonna do in the trailer, best believe that this movie, and yes, I'm gonna call it right now, that I feel he may not win the Oscar, but at least I feel that he's gonna get nomination only because of what I've seen him do and him get passed up for the Sunnyvale movie that he did, which was great. Black Panther and some other ones that he did pretty straight on or whatever. It's his time, dude. This movie I feel is going to really show his chops. But
the only thing I'm worried about is the casting choice of Brie Larson. And honestly, though, man,
I hope that
I haven't seen a lot of the series. Yeah, no,
I'm not a fan of her saying that either. I think
Yeah, my choice would have been for like especially that Southern like movie.
I get that she's right. I just don't think that she should have said. I think there's. I wonder if that just hurts the film's
potential or like Oscar consideration. Like I would have done Amy Adams. Amy Adams would have been like perfect for me, especially like that Southern drawl.
Because she says a bunch of old guys, dude. And to be honest, those old guys, dude, is the one that started this whole movie.
That's why we're here right now.
Exactly, man. The evolution. You have to respect that. There has to be some respect.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I agree. Anyway, there's your movie trailers, guys.
All right, guys. And on to our next topic where it's out of the box. So we're going to be talking about the movies that are crushing it this weekend in the box office. And at number one, obviously, it's It Chapter 2. It's estimated to be at 98.5 million. All right, guys. So if you don't remember from our last episode, we have this ongoing bet that the two losers, right? Yeah, that get the estimated box office, how much it's gonna make. We're gonna have to eat a hot sausage. So, Daddy, would you like some sausage? No,
the hot link ones, guys, the ones that are really hot.
They'll burn you.
That was what's his name? That character, something Green.
I don't remember.
From is it Road Trip? That old school comedian. Something Green.
Tom Green.
Tom Green.
Tom Green. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, so it's at 98.5 so far, and it's not the full weekend yet. It's not Sunday or anything like that. So it looks like Monday next week we'll have to review this and revisit this, and we'll see who's the losers. So yeah.
So just the weekend. Just the
opening weekend.
Just the opening weekend.
Yeah, just the opening weekend. So it's at 98. Anthony's at 90.
Monday.
Ishmael's at 120 million. I was at 110 million. So
They're really close to each other.
Yeah, we're really
So
close.
know that
right now
Anthony's
Anthony's winning.
already projected. These are already projected for the now. Something can change very
man.
Yeah.
very small, but because we're that close,
Go see it twice, guys, please. Let's get it to once.
I don't want any hot sausages.
I'm gonna go see it again. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you should.
My $8
Watch
or
Anthony not
$12 will go
go
towards.
watch it because of that.
I didn't go watch it, guys. I didn't go watch it, but I am gonna watch it. But I did. I had a feeling.
I
guys.
think you do contributing
I
to
had
me
a
winning.
feeling. I did because you're like, I'm not gonna go against Anthony.
Anthony's a cheater.
I'm like, he said 125, 130, and I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't see that happening. And I'm
I
like,
guess
you
I
know
was
what?
wrong on that one.
99.5.
Number 2, guys, is Angel Has Fallen from Lionsgate. Right? Well, maybe I should have said
that Angel has fallen now, hasn't it?
It has fallen, man. It's only projected to do 5.3 million right now. Total overall is 52.7 million.
Oh, that hurts, bro. That's ugly.
Yeah, and
do you have the worldwide numbers?
No, I don't see them right
don't
now.
have that. No.
I'll look them up.
Dude, I don't even think that it did that way. Dude, it's gonna be really, really hard for this movie to recuperate its money back.
And Good Boys are still at number 3, so holding it down. They're also projected to only make 5 million this
That's
weekend.
good for that movie.
66.5 million overall. What a what do you call that profit that was made, right?
Yeah.
For being such a low budget film or budgeted film.
Yeah.
So Warner Brother New Lines holding it down number 1 with It Chapter 2. Overcomer. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Overcomer is at number 5. Actually, that's an honorable mention.
Cool. What's 4?
It's number 4 is still The Lion King, guys. The Lion King is still up there, so Disney doesn't go down without a fight, man. That's for sure.
No, they do not.
And then, oh wow, I didn't know that Disney and Fox Searchlight did Ready or Not, and that's at number 7. Hobbs and Shaw,
still there.
yeah,
That's cool.
Good.
Hobbs and Shaw are still there.
How much money has it made, Ready or Not?
Ready or Not total has been 26 million.
In its whole run, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This whole run so far. So,
Well,
yeah, guys. What do you think about Angel Has Fallen being there or It Chapter 2 holding it down? I mean, are you surprised-ish?
No, not at all. You could see how much It Chapter 2 took over, dominated the box office. Next, number 2 is $5 million compared to 98.
8.5 million.
101, hopefully.
101.
So you can win.
you get a 110, I did 90. I said I was going to do 95 too.
Yeah,
You should have, man. You would have been way closer.
it says 90. Actually, it says 80 to 90 or something like that. Anyway, so I'm glad that it is doing so well. I guess of course it's gonna do so well. So it's not a surprise. But seeing how Angel Has Fallen is still there, it just blows my mind. So it has so much potential to like keep on going, but it can't because spoiler alert. And I mean, this is the end. This is the last.
Yeah.
That's the last chapter. So
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna.
You haven't seen what?
The It movie.
It's chapter 2.
It 2 yet.
Remember?
No, seeing what though? You keep saying I haven't seen it. I'm just kidding.
I get it.
Elementary joke, guys. Spell it.
Everyone's like, what?
You know what, guys? As far as the box office, though, I really think that this week coming, something big is gonna happen. Like, what's the next big movie that's coming out?
After this, it should be. Shoot, it's a good question.
I think it's the. Oh wow! Wait,
No, I don't
is
think
there?
so. I don't think anything's coming out next week. Oh, the Hustlers.
Hustlers, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Lopez film.
That's coming out next week, right?
Yeah, it's coming out next week.
That movie's probably gonna make some pretty good cash, man, because it's Jennifer Lopez. People love her, and then the fact that it's very, very exotic, very about strippers and
Sex sells.
and we'll be right there.
It looks like a good
Our hard
story.
job. It's a hard job.
It looks
But we
like
gotta do it.
It looks like a good story though. I
does.
mean, of course, yeah, there's strippers and stuff like that, but still, like, it looks like a really good story.
I'll be taking
Jennifer Lopez,
singles like
how
to the
much
movie.
you guys think it'll make?
I don't know. I'll leave that to the experts.
50.
50 million?
Yeah,
Okay. What about you, dude?
maybe.
Maybe.
There's nothing at stake.
Okay,
Just
women, sex
I think
sells, stripping. I'll say 80.
80 million?
That's a lot.
Is that a lot?
I pushed it.
Okay, 65. 65.
Yeah. What do you
Okay,
say?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably gonna make like 23, 22 million. 23.
Think about it, dude. Cardi B is
23
huge,
million.
man.
Yeah,
so
that's
girls
it.
will even
20
go see a girl movie
23
about
to
girls
25
stripping.
million. I would say something like that.
You
I don't
know?
think it'll cross over 25 million. I'm only giving it 23 just because.
A lot of these people have a lot of fans. A lot of these women have a lot of fans.
26.
Oh, is it
26?
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
But,
so I'll do 55 million. I mean, it looks cool though. The story looks cool. I'm gonna be taking a lot of one. No, I'm just kidding. During the scene. I'm just kidding. It was apropos, right? People think I'm like throwing out free money at the theater.
oh man, Daniel, man, you're funny, bro.
Sorry guys, I'm that guy.
Watch you walk into the theater on Friday and people like, no one's allowed.
No singles, please.
No singles.
No bands.
Oh man,
Imagine.
that's good, man.
All right.
I mean, other than that, ATTRIBUTION's coming out. That's another big one.
Hey guys,
Oh, that's right.
oh, ATTRIBUTION, when is that?
September 20th.
Oh no, that's
Same opening weekend of Rambo, which is probably not gonna do that
That's
good.
not gonna
Like
do
Rambo,
well.
you need to stop.
No one cares about it.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna tell you real quick before I forget.
Mhm.
The Eddie Murphy, when you brought him up,
Mhm.
is I know this is all off topic, guys, but he was like on one of these shows and saying like, yeah, we're working on Coming to America too. And yeah, everybody's coming back and everything. And it's like, really? Oh, that's so cool. He's like, yeah, I was getting into an argument though a little bit with James Earl Jones.
I was gonna ask, is he coming back? Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's coming back. But you know, he was having some problems with some of the writing. You know, and Eddie Murphy's like, you know what, dude, I cannot do these lines, and if you expect me to do something like this, then I can't be in the movie. You know what I mean? And so because Coming to America is one of those movies where it's like, you know, they say a lot of cussing in it, or they do a lot of risky, raunchy stuff. And so, you know, it was just really, really funny, dude. The way that if you guys get a chance, watch it. It's a Seinfeld and Eddie Murphy review. They like,
Oh really?
give him an interview them both. And it's
Oh,
really
cool.
fun. Him and Seinfeld, dude. It's
Really?
just great. But anyway, for those that like that kind of stuff, I was just
Heck
wanting
yeah.
to say it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Anyway.
All right, guys.
Heck yeah.
So we're gonna wrap it up. Remember, guys, to just go ahead and share it out.
Yes.
Just please comment though on our video. Tell us what you think. Will JJ deliver on episode 9? Do you think that Iron Man statue is corny? What do you guys think about Bad Boys trailer? And do you think Daniel or Anthony's gonna win? Let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and stay movie minded, y'all.
Stay movie minded, guys.
Issue's gonna eat that sausage.